Story time, it's my favorite time, spending time reading with you. Welcome to another story time with Gam Gam. Let's see what we have for today. Welcome to Story Time with Gam Gam. For those of you that love Winnie the Pooh, this is my very first Winnie the Pooh, and this is a great place to start for those of you with little tiny ones who aren't familiar with Winnie the Pooh. This is Pooh's Neighborhood, and this story was put out by Disney, who did a lot of the Winnie the Pooh books. The story was written by Kathleen W. Zofeld, and it was illustrated by Robin Cuddy. Here we are, Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin. They're both eating what they enjoy. Pooh loves honey. Christopher Robin likes to eat a sandwich. Looks like he even has lettuce on his sandwich. And here is Winnie the Pooh visiting Owl. I say, it's a splendid day in the neighborhood, said Owl. It's a nice day here, too, said Winnie the Pooh. Exactly what I'm saying, said Owl. A perfectly splendid day in the neighborhood. Which neighborhood are we talking about, asked Pooh. Neighborhood, said Owl. Our neighborhood. The place where we live and where all our neighbors live and are neighborly. Do you have a neighborhood? Do you know your neighbors? I hope that you are all neighborly to one another. Oh, said Pooh, it is a splendid day in it, isn't it? Quite, said Owl. Now I'm off for an owl's eye view. He flew up and circled once around Pooh's house. What does it look like from up there? Called Pooh. I can see the 100-acre wood spread out below me, said Owl, and it's a fine place indeed. What's Pooh going to do now? As Owl flew off, Pooh began to think about what it means to live in a neighborhood, and he thought perhaps he would bring a neighborly present to his closest neighbor, Piglet. He took a honey pot out of his cupboard and tied a nice blue ribbon around it. Oh, that looks like a nice gift, doesn't it? Then he tucked it comfortably under his arm and stumped down the path toward Piglet's house. But when he reached his thoughtful spot, which is halfway between his house and Piglet's, Pooh suddenly had a thought. He could take this path straight to Piglet's house, or I could go up the path and around the whole neighborhood. And sooner or later, the path would take me to Piglet's house anyway. And that's what he did. So he took the long way there instead of the short. After he had walked for a time, he came to the house where Kanga and Roo lived. Hello, Kanga, said Pooh. I'm just on my way to deliver this neighborly present to Piglet. Oh, Pooh, dear. Piglet lives that way, said Kanga, pointing down the very path by which Pooh had come. Yes, said Pooh, but today I'm going the long way. Oh, I see, said Kanga. In that case, perhaps you should join us for a snack. Come on, Pooh, cried Roo. We're going to the picnic spot. Ooh, I like picnic spots. Pooh said he was feeling a bit 11 o'clock-ish, so they all went together, past the sandy pit where Roo plays, up to the picnic spot to share a little something. Half an hour and one picnic basket later, Pooh thanked Kanga, tucked Piglet's honey pot back under his arm, and stomped down the path towards Rabbit's house. Hello, Rabbit, called Pooh. I'm on my way to Piglet's to give him this neighborly present. If you're going to Piglet's house, what are you doing here? Asked Rabbit. That's a good question, right? I'm going the long way, said Pooh. More like the wrong way, if you ask me, said Rabbit. But since you're here, would you mind taking these carrots to Christopher Robin? I promised he'd have them in time for lunch. Well, at the mention of the word lunch, Pooh noticed that his tummy was feeling just the tiniest bit rumbly. But do you think he's getting to see everybody in his neighborhood? With carrots under one arm and honey pot under the other, he walked along until he came to the place where the stepping stones crossed the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, he counted as he teetered from stone to stone. 8 or 9 of Rabbit's friends and relations heard Pooh and peeked out their windows. Do you see them there? They were peeking out the windows and doors. Pooh shouted, "Hello!" Rabbit's friends and relations, they waved, which that's what we do when we're in our neighborhood, right? We wave to those that we see and those around us. Pooh marched across the open slopes of heather and up the steep banks of sandstone until at last, tired and hungry, he arrived at Christopher Robin's door. "Oh, my carrots!" cried Christopher Robin happily. "Thank you for delivering them." "It seemed the neighborly thing to do," said Pooh proudly. "Would you like to join me for lunch?" Christopher Robin asked. And Pooh said, "Well, I'm really on my way to Piglet's to bring him this present, but I don't see why I couldn't stop just for a little while." After lunch and a longish snooze, Pooh was back on his way. He walked down the path, through the little pine wood, and climbed over the gate into Eeyore's gloomy place, which is where Eeyore lived. "Hello, Eeyore," said Pooh. "I was just on my way to Piglet's house with this neighborly present." "Not coming to visit me," said Eeyore. "I didn't think so. It's been such a busy week already. Why, only 4 days ago, Tigger bounced me on his way to the swimming hole. How many visitors can you expect, really?" He always has a way of looking at things very negatively, doesn't he, Mr. Eeyore? And Pooh, feeling rather badly now, offered Eeyore a nice lick of honey. Pooh opened the jar, and Eeyore peered in. He looked back at Pooh. Pooh peered in. "Empty," he said. "That's what it looks like to me," said Eeyore. "Oh, bother," said Pooh. He stumped off gloomily, trying to think of how he was going to tell Piglet about the neighborly present Piglet was going to not going to get. That ever happened to you? You wanted to share something with somebody and then ended up eating all of it before you got there? It's hard to share what you don't have, right? Pooh had almost arrived at the place where the woozle wasn't, and was deciding to take the long path around it just in case the woozle was, when he saw Owl flying over. "I've seen our whole neighborhood today," Pooh told him, "but now I have no neighborly present left for Piglet." "The bees have been quite busy at the old bee tree lately," said Owl. "Perhaps you can get a fill up there." "That's a good idea, Owl, but it's such a long way," sighed Pooh. "Come along," said Owl. "We'll take the shortcut through the woods. It's nice to have a friend to show you the way, right?" So they walked together until they came to an open place in the middle of the forest. In the middle of this place was the old bee tree. Pooh could hear the loud buzzing near the top. Can you make the sound of buzzing bees? Buzz, buzz, buzz. Up, up, up he climbed. "Go up higher," called Pooh. "Past the bees, to the very top of the tree. Now look all around you. What do you see?" Look at that! The 100-acre wood was spread out below him. "Our neighborhood!" cried Pooh. "Our beautiful home!" "It's the owl's eye view," said Owl grandly. "Oh, I can see poor Piglet out sweeping his walk," said Pooh. "Looks like he could use some company." So look at the pictures and see. There's Pooh's house, Piglet's house, Sandy Pit where Roo lives, a nice place for picnics, Kanga and Roo's house, Rabbit's house, Rabbit's friend and relations, Christopher Robin's house, Eeyore's gloomy place, where the woozle wasn't, Owl's house, the bee tree. So Pooh filled the honey pot once more, and he and Owl went to Piglet's house for supper. Wasn't that a great way to get to know Winnie the Pooh's neighborhood? And he didn't just get to find out where everybody was located. He got to spend time talking and visiting with each of his neighbors. That is a great way to spend your day. And I think he and Owl had a great time doing it. I hope you have a great day and that you are getting to know your neighbors. Remember, be sure to go with one of your parents or somebody who can help you. Be safe. Good night. I love you.